Welcome to Living the Sweet Life with Azucar. Living the Sweet Life with Azucar is a podcast by mental health therapist, spoken word artist, author, screenwriter, and playwright Simone Nicole, better known as Azucar, discussing what it is like to be creative in the working world in her interview segment Ask Azucar, finding solutions to any mental wellness questions in her Q&A segment Work Well Wednesdays, and spilling the tea in her special bi-weekly dating episodic Welcome to the Sugar Factory. Subscribers will receive goodies on Freebie Fridays according to their tier level. Please remember to join the Sweet Teas on patreon.com/LA Sugar Factory.
Hello, everyone. So, I did tell y'all I was going to do a Work Well Wednesday on sinners. I'm still doing the research for that. So, instead, we're going to do a Work Well Wednesday on straw. And today, I have my friend back. Solaika is here.
Hi everyone, glad to be back.
Yeah, so we gotta get into it. So, what was your first um impression of, let's say, like the trailer before you actually started to watch the whole movie?
To be honest, I never seen the trailer.
Oh,
Never. I just heard the reviews about it on Facebook posts, Instagram posts, like this is a must watch. Like Tyler Perry has done a great job, and I just know that Taraji, she's a great actress, so that kind of like initiated me to watch it.
yeah, Taraji be doing her thing. Like I stand with Taraji, so if y'all are not a stand account, you don't have to listen to this episode. But I will always be a stand account because I read her book. I've watched many of the things that she's in. So I feel like this character, like she was born to play this character.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, like there's some of it where she, in her life, she has experienced some of that stuff.
Mhm.
So I think that it was kind of therapeutic in a way for her. And it was also taxing because it could also be like re-traumatizing to kind of go back to that space. But Taraji is a chef's kiss actress. So she's very seasoned and she got her emotions on her sleeve in a way that I have not seen very often. I think Viola Davis is the other one that I would say is echelon along with, well, Angela Bassett. There we go.
Yes.
Angela Bassett. Yes. Chef's kiss. So I will put Taraji in that basket. Um, what did you think about Sherri Shepard?
Actually, uh, I was impressed. I was impressed by her. I was impressed by the way she played that role. She was serious. I kind of see her like more as the comical, like a Nikki Parker, and it's just funny how her name in the movie was Nikki. I don't know if
They,
Tyler was trying to throw a jab, but she did pretty well. To my acknowledgement, like I would like to see her in more movies. She did pretty well. But a star that stood out to me was Teyana Taylor. I think
okay.
the last Tyler Perry movie, she was playing like a ghetto character. I think
Yeah.
I forgot her name, but yeah. So she really
Oh,
stood out to me as well.
I don't remember her name in that movie. However, I can just hear her voice as you said it. I was like, no, because she's screaming the guy's name. I'm not gonna say it
Byron.
because y'all not getting that from me on this podcast. Um, yes, Tiana Taylor did that thing, and I was very appreciative of the range that she showed. Same thing with Sherri, because we know that Sherri is a comedic actress. She does a lot of comedies. So this is a departure, but she was in her mama bag, you know? And so I really appreciated that. And I like how the movie showed sisterhood in a good way. Even in a correct corrective way.
Yeah,
Because
not a demeaning or critical,
yeah, yeah.
except the girl in the bank, let's be honest.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She played the character to correct the girl in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
right? In a stern way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just at this point in 2025, we need to get out of petty and we need to kind of have compassion for other people instead of being selfish in the moment. Like I get it. You think you're gonna die, and so all you can think about is yourself. But you're not gonna do well if you think about yourself and your actions cause people to die. Um, so let's like break down the movie a little bit. So I'm not sure if it is a homage to Breaking, which is a movie where it's based off of a guy that was getting his VA benefits in a bank in Georgia, and and he was denied it. And so he came in with a bomb, and unfortunately he was shot in Georgia during like when he was just trying to get his benefits check.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what Breaking was about with I think John Boyega in there.
Okay.
And that was a good movie. While watching, so yeah, so at this point, y'all, we about to go in. So if you have not seen the movie yet, pause it, watch it, and then come back. I'll give you a second. Okay. So we start off the movie with Taraji and her daughter. At least, yeah. How did you Yeah. What was your reaction as things started to like pile up with the daughter and the school?
Oh, my reaction, like, hey, this is the mom that is trying to make ends meet. She can't keep up. She's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And this looked really familiar to me because I was raised by a single mom. So, and I know other single moms in my family. So, at this point in the movie, I'm like, okay, typical mom, typical single mom. That's what I've seen in the beginning of the movie. What were your thoughts?
It's like, okay, she's very, very concerned. And so I'm like thinking about, okay, so what's going on about this making sure that she doesn't injure herself and things like that and like okay, and then I'm like, what is this thing that they created? Because it's like it looks like two cylinders put together, two silver cylinders. So I didn't catch what she was doing to explain what it was. So I had to like pause it and go back and like try to figure it out. I still haven't figured it out. Did you catch it?
No.
Okay. So then when what part in the movie did you really get like hooked on, or what part of the movie where you're like, okay, wait, there's a little bit more to this?
Okay, her interaction at work. I'm like, okay, there's a lot going on. And that boss, that. boss was mean, he was harsh. I started getting into it when she goes into the workplace. They're short staff. Um, the customers are rude. Yeah, I that's for me when the movie started picking up when in her place of employment. How about yourself?
Okay. For me, I think it was when she was on the road, when she finally left the job and was on the road and she got pulled over and hit.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, wait. So this is not going to be the normal like woe is me female right now.
Hmm.
So like woe is me damsel in distress female. So I need to like pay and then I'm like, what is this dude about to do? Cause he on 1,000 and like where's his body cam and where's his partner and his partner barely did anything anyway, you know? So like I was like, okay, I need to start paying a little bit more attention. Uh, let's see.
I feel like that's where the catalyst was. Again, black people and the police. No one believed her. That was her fear. I believe like the historic perspective of the police and black people being treated unfairly. So I feel like that was like the main catalyst. Like you see that things are heading down the wrong direction.
Uh, Okay. So there was a lot of themes because I'm trying not to like go through the whole movie, but like there was a lot of themes in this movie. So we have single parenthood,
Mm-hmm.
we have homelessness with the neighbor, or not the
Mm-hmm.
neighbor, but like the guy in the wheelchair. We have ableism with the guy in the wheelchair too.
Mm-hmm.
We have housing system
Mm-hmm.
with the landlord. We have
Stereotypes
what you said?
too. Stereotypes in the bank, the girl.
Yes. We have mental health going on. We have child protective services going on. Like this movie is like when you say when it rains it pours and then it thunderstorm like but that's what I feel like. When it rains it pours, it thunderstorms and hurricanes. Like not even just you stop when it rains it pours. You add a little bit more on there because this woman went from zero like well I'll put her at like a 10 because again I was thinking about like her over concern, right? Her 10 to like 1,000 every 10 minutes something would happen. Somebody would piss her off,
She
somebody
never
would say
catches a
something.
break.
What is that?
She never catches a break.
She never catches a break through the entire movie and you just like yo these people are just like just pouring it on this poor woman. Um, and then when you get to the bank
Mm.
and she's asking for $40 to get her child some lunch. And she's been in that bank over and over and over again. But nobody can give her a break.
Until she brings out
Yeah. Until
the
she
gun.
brings out lovely piece of armor that isn't hers. My question to that part, and we'll go back a little bit because there was a thing right before this point when she gets to the bank that started a spiral so that Teyana can come in.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
but why does it take like brute force or threatening of life for people to have compassion. Why do you think that is?
That's a deep question, to be honest. And then I would want to go back, like, do people really have compassion for Black women in this country? She was saying she's never catching a break. So she has to, I guess, I don't want to say like come to the table with like violence or a threat. People respond to threats versus actual to the Black woman story. That's how I seen it.
And it brings me back to the state of the healthcare system of
Hmm.
like it's been case after case after case where doctors will tell women that or girls that they're overreacting, that it's nothing, that like there's nothing wrong with you, and then years and years and years go by and then somebody finally says there is something wrong with you, and you look at them like, I've been telling you this for years. And why
By
is it
then
going
it's
to
too
take
late.
10, 15, 5 years, 5, 10, 15 years for a doctor to actually believe me that there's something going on with my body?
Unless the person is dead or out of their mind. I know that sounds extreme.
And so
That's the
that,
system.
yeah. So I like the fact that it kind of talks a little bit about all of that in this movie. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's rewind a little bit and then we'll get back to the bank. So right before the bank, the the evil ass boss um refused to give her her check, and at the same time in which she was not getting her check, somebody comes in to rob the store.
Hmm.
And I just felt like I knew it needed to pick up, but the boss automatically thinking that he knew her because he said her name, her name tag is clear in view.
Yes.
So I was like, wait a minute, this is too no. Like I felt like there could have been something there that they could have added so that it didn't seem like, okay, you're rushing the movie to get to where you needed to get to.
Hmm.
Because that just seemed like too easy.
Yeah.
And what I know of people that wear name tags at work, I know there's a few people that I've worked with that will change their name tag consistently so that
Hmm.
their name will be different every couple days.
Hmm. Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. There's a couple, like I know a couple people that work at Starbucks. I know a couple people that work at a different supermarkets. And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, let me find a name tag, or like I asked for a couple of different name tags because some days people don't be needing to know my name. Mhm. So that's a little nugget for if there are any people trying to do store shows. Give you a little character development there.
Hmm.
Um. So yeah, I felt like that was a lazy way to like move it forward.
Hmm.
And then for him to automatically think that they're in cahoots.
Yeah, I didn't feel right about that. Like that was pretty unfair. The plot could have been changed a little bit.
Yeah, for that part. So to get and one of the things in film school that I will always remember, because we were writing some stories and we were trying to figure out what it takes to get somebody to a point of killing someone or shooting someone if you've never shot a gun before.
Hmm.
So there's like you literally have to be at a breaking point.
Mm-hmm. And then what always happens on those shows, snap. What was the catalyst? What was the straw?
What was the
Normal
straw?
people, normal people just don't do that out of nowhere.
Oh, all right. So she gets the gun to try to save her life. She ends up shooting him, shooting everybody because they were being idiotic. Then she finally gets her check and she's trying to now. Then she goes to the bank and she's trying to cash it because she doesn't have her ID. They refuse to cash the check.
Mm.
So she brings out the gun. And so now we're in the saga of the bank. When Teyana's character comes in, I knew it was going to be a problem. I knew it was going to be a problem because you see the other cops coming out and you see the cop that hit her and pulled her over and all the things outside. So there has to be something with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um so she and Teyana throughout the movie is trying to get the other characters to buy into her story. This brings about another point of why do like not only like we were saying in the for medical situations people take multiple times to believe women, but like she's in a position of authority.
Mm-hmm.
She has knowledge in her job. So why does it take the men so long to buy in to her theory about what's happening? What does, or should I say, instead of answering that question, what does it say about our culture that despite the authority in the place, women still have to pull to get understood, believed, or trusted?
I think systematically, the system that we have here, it's already hard on Black people, but women, like no one, we're at the bottom, the Black woman. It's hard for anyone to believe us, even in healthcare, the police, if we're getting like DV cases or beat it up on. It took the detective, her experience and her past, like, no, she couldn't be doing this. Like, I know that this is what she must have been going through. Like, she couldn't have done this just like this. And no one would believe the Black woman. That's how I seen it.
Yeah. No one believes the Black woman until you are at the end of your rope and there's nothing left. You're gonna be
There's
like,
nothing
okay,
left.
finally. Then what do you gotta say? When there's nothing left, when it's your last straw, when you're on, you know what I mean? Literally, when it's
You
your
could be
last.
dead or sick at the end of the woods when you were crying out for help from all along.
Yeah.
I think she was crying out for help, right? The last straw, like she's going to the school, the child's not there.
Mm. So so not only now do we have the main character played by Taraji asking for help and not being believed, but then we also have Tiana Taylor in a position of authority asking for help and not being believed. And so it really does show you that it doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter what we have. This country is set up so much to believe everyone else but us, no matter
Hmm.
what evidence we have.
Hmm. And it's male dominated, white male dominated too.
And then like when the other cop came in to try to help, he actually made things worse.
Yeah.
So this is also showing the fact of just because you are a man in a position of authority and you've done this before does not mean that every situation you will know what to do. Does not
And you're
mean that every
qualified.
situation makes you qualified to handle it. You have to look, same way as us being therapists, we have to look at each client in their own surroundings, in their own situation. We can't cookie cutter our therapy and expect it to work.
Mm-mm. Every client is different. Every approach is different.
So we also need to do the same thing when it's coming to policing or hostage situations in this case. It has to be, yeah, you have a foundation. Yeah, you have a baseline of understanding of the history of whatever, but there should also be some common sense. Because as you're gathering information on this woman, like there should be some like, A to Z connecting of the dots to like figure something out. Like just because you know the law and this is how it's usually happened does not mean that every case is going to be like that. And that's
Hmm.
why we have a lot of issues with cops because they assume what they're going to get when they get on the scene, and they don't give themselves time to process. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there are certain situations where cops have to be instinctual because it literally will be life or death. But in
Hmm.
the situations in which you can take a beat because you could save yourself a life and you could save someone else's life. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's do the housing situation. When you have Yes, there are rules for rents and everything like that, and there are certain circumstances where it can be difficult for you to meet your standards, right? Or you can
Hmm.
meet your rent, or just be able to, pay on time. Now, the evicting and putting your stuff on the lawn, I felt that that was extra. What did you feel?
Yeah, that was extra throughout all her child's medication, all her things on the floor. Like you ain't shit.
Yeah. So I really wanted to once we got to like the end of the movie, I really wanted to know how the landlord took all that.
Hmm.
Because the landlord is a perfect example to show not all skin folk are kinfolk.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes people they only speak money, or they only speak green.
Hmm.
And like I think that there needs to be a little bit of understanding when it comes to all that. Plus, all of these rent hikes and everything, for what?
They're not increasing her pay. She's barely making it with her child.
Yeah.
So she'll be systematically, she will always be in the loop. She'll never have a break. So she had a breakdown, and that was her last straw. And I wondered, like, I don't like how the movie ended. I would like to see her getting like treatment
Yeah.
from a mental health perspective. Yeah, you
Hmm.
just dropped the bomb on us.
Yeah. And like if she had to go to jail, I would like to see treatment in the jail.
Hmm.
Just because it's a movie, so maybe you can add something that the country needs to think about
Hmm.
in how to handle when people are at their last straw.
Oh yeah,
So,
and it goes back to this topic of discussion, like the five pillars of like Maslow hierarchy of needs. housing, love, resources. It can impact your mental health, how much you're getting paid, where you live, if you're able to eat, if you're able to pay your bills, and it all goes back to mental health.
Yeah. We need our basic needs to function. And if the systems are designed to make it really, really hard to just basically do that, no wonder why there's a lot of people that are on their last straw. And then if you know somebody has mental illness, if you know somebody has mental illness, at least try to direct them to get help. Don't ignore them. And don't make them the butt of your jokes, because you never know if you might have your mental breakdown, and who gonna be there for you. I think it did a good job of showing us how to have sisterhood in the midst of a crisis,
Yes.
because there was a lot of situations in where Sherri could have gone off the deep end,
Hmm.
but she found humanity in the situation, and she's able to pull out the emotional connection. Same with Tiana's character. She was able
Hmm.
to identify with her, and
Hmm.
and be able to calm at least some emotional standpoint. Her brain was already gone, but
Hmm.
her emotions were able to regulate between the two women.
Hmm. Yeah. And I think Taraji, she's still like kept her, I don't want to say her spirit, even though the system, everything around her wasn't having compassion for her, but she was having compassion for the other ladies in the bank and the older people, letting them out, letting the old lady sit. The lady was about to go in a diabetic crisis. So some level of compassion she had.
And then putting it, and then when you flip it over and look at the cop situation, I was like, how do you why do you automatically go and think that this all is a farce for somebody to go and get chairs for you, to, if you're sick, to let you out? This is a core character trait. But because you're so jaded by your job, you think that it's a ploy.
And the system. Is it the girl in the bank? There's something she did.
Well, yeah, if you were, yeah, go ahead, and then if I remember
It's
it, I'll
when
bring it
she
up.
went to the bathroom, she wrote something. It's a ploy.
It's wait, was it? It's a ploy or it's a toy? I think it might be. It's
I,
a toy.
maybe it's a toy. Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Yeah,
That kind of like pissed me off.
well, that was good. That was good in the writing, that it rose the stakes there, because then it changed the police protocol. Because if they knew it
Hmm.
was fake, then they wouldn't be handling it with care.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Sherry was like, "Oh, like I don't think it's a good idea. You should tell them that's fake because there are policies in place." So I feel like she was protecting her all along, even though she knew her. She was
right,
trying her
right.
best to protect her.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the CPS system.
Oh yeah.
Our clients are going through a lot. And just because the system has us at a point where at a certain point we have to say we have to take your child, there should be checks. There should be checks and balances. You should be talking to the therapist. You should be talking to the doctors to see what the parents are actually doing. You should be talking
Hmm.
to the neighbors to see how active or inactive they are, before you try and go and uproot a child from her school and from her mother.
There should be like preventative measures assessing for that.
Complete preventative measures. Really, really do. And I know that there are situations where they do investigations and close things because they see that they're trying, or they try to put things there should always be trying to put things in place. And if those things don't work, then okay, cool.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think her last straw was? When did it happen?
I'm guessing when her daughter died.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. Is like she couldn't handle the death of the daughter, so she created situations in which to continue her life.
Hmm.
And like I was, and when she had brought the kid to the school, I was like, why is this woman looking at her crazy? Like, what was going on? So the payoff was really good. Tyler, you did a good job with the payoff. We love that. We love that.
Hmm. And I
Sit.
think you should go back to the beginning of the movie where she kept carrying the blanket, an empty blanket. That image kept reappearing.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That was good. That was good.
There's a few scenes in the movie you would see her. I don't know if she's actually carrying the child, but she has the blanket of the child walking through the hospital hallway. That scene was appearing like a few times in the movies. Do you
Oh,
remember?
when she was in the okay.
Hmm.
I
Even
didn't
at the,
see, I
mm-hmm,
didn't think it was empty. So you might have looked real close at it. I like
mm-hmm.
she was holding it like there was something in it.
Yes, and maybe the child was gone all along, and he was showing us that. I don't know. That's just I have to go watch the movie again, but that's what I was thinking from my perspective.
Yeah, I was like they went I thought in the beginning I was like so they went to the hospital and they took care of her, but she's bringing her out in a blanket.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to think like, is she really at the home, or or was she at the hospital for a while and then she got back? Um
Hmm.
so Tyler did a good job with putting the little plants and explaining them,
Hmm.
each of the plants, as once we get to the end and like we play back the plants that we were thinking about in the beginning, like you were saying, the blanket, um the car door, the way the teacher looked at her when she was at the school, then the replay of the phone call before she got to the school, that
Hmm.
how we had nothing to do with the school. um And then and another thing that I liked was that she was making sure that the cop got reprimanded before she was taken in, because knowing that information also heightened the stakes, and it also was a moment to say, hey, if you don't do this before I leave here, y'all ain't never gonna do this.
Hmm.
Because they're gonna hide behind the blue wall, the blue tape, whatever you want to call it, and it's gonna get swept under the rug.
Hmm. That would be like her injustice.
Yeah, yeah. And I was also thinking about like how we can, this was a good movie to have everybody thinking about having compassion, because you never know what somebody is going through.
Hmm.
And you never know, like they could be have a smile on their face but their world be crumbling. And so we need to lead with love, we need to lead with understanding. And there's always a way, there's always a way in the world to understand the rules, but have compassion throughout them. Am I making sense?
Yes,
Okay. And I feel like if we lead with our heart a little bit more, a lot of these situations wouldn't
can be
get so.
prevented.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep, can definitely be prevented. Definitely be prevented. Is there anything do you think I missed, or is there anything that you wanted to like express more about?
I feel like we covered a lot, but there's one more thing I think we should discuss.
Yeah.
When her mom calls the bank and tell her that her daughter's dead, and then Cheryl was like, "Oh, I know." Well, Nikki, she was like, "I know." Like when did she know that the daughter was dead?
That's I gotta have to watch it again because I think I missed that. But I think that might have been when was it when when the cop had come in? Because
Mm-hmm.
remember she had let them in for a minute to get
Mm-hmm.
to I don't remember exactly what it was. Um so I think they might have passed the information on while she was at the door if they've done the research for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um I think in this case the mom was the grounding agent
Mm-hmm.
for Taraji's character. Like this is also a good point to show us that when somebody's at the end of their rope, when somebody is having a really bad day, really or like when
What
everything
happened?
seems to be coming down on a person, there's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be a grounding agent. There's always there we always need to reach out to those grounding agents. We always need to have tool to tools in our toolbox to ground ourselves. Because when we spiral ourselves in our own minds, we should try to ground ourselves in the moment. The mother was able to do that because the mother is, even though she didn't have a good relationship with her mom, the presence of family prior to the breakdown is something that will bring somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that again in the midst of the chaos
Mm-hmm.
was able to, even though she still denied it, still like she said it but she was still in the frame of mind, but she was able to like take a beat and try to course correct.
Yes.
And grief is never a straight line.
Mm-mm.
Grief is never a straight line. So this is another place where we need to lead with our heart and lead with compassion. Don't tell people to you should be over it by now. Don't say, "Well, get over it." Well, be happier. Or, you know what I mean? Like sometimes there are chemical imbalances in people's brains what makes it difficult for them to do things that you can just automatically do.
Yeah,
Other
she lost everything. Lost her job, lost her sanity, lost her child,
uh,
lost her reason for living. And it's like, okay, I'm coming back to bring the money, even though the child's not there anymore. Everyone looking at her like she's crazy. She's in total despair, grief.
yeah. She's working so hard for this kid, bending over backwards, everything for this kid.
No insurance can't give her medication. I wonder what was the cause of the death of the child. Well, no, they said she had a seizure right in the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, well, we kind of talked about the medical insurance people already, but like,
Hmm.
where is the compassion in healthcare? Where is the compassion and child healthcare at that? Like
Hmm.
people shouldn't be numbers. People shouldn't be, you know, what's it,
Bodies.
bodies, numbers, what's it
Back
called?
back to COVID.
Deductibles.
Yes.
Like I don't care as long as you like if you get me my deductible bet, we could continue on with it. Are you serious?
It shows you that the rigid of this system that it's it's not feasible. The system.
Most definitely not. Most definitely not. And so I really, if you guys are going to watch this movie, I really want you guys to think about this movie in a way of how we can fix our society to
Mm-hmm.
allow for safety nets for people. Because a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot, and the landlord's trying to get rich, and then the healthcare system is not making it easier for us to get medication. Then you have even if you want to go into the health system doesn't allow for things to be cheaper if they're healthier. So the cheapest things are the unhealthy things, which then would lead us to the doctor, which then would give the pharmaceutical companies and the
More
insurance
money.
companies more money.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't but nobody is raising our pay in order to keep up with the cycle that is created in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So I want everybody to think about what is the break in the system that we need to allow for a safety net in certain situations and to allow for more compassion
Mm-hmm.
so that people can at least have a living wage and at
Mm-hmm.
least be able to get the bare minimum of what they need. Like, that whole thing shouldn't have happened over $40. And especially if you've seen this woman in your bank multiple times and she has never caused a problem before, you can be like, "Oh yeah, I
And,
remember you, so let me give you this pass once." Like,
and you've seen her in the camera before. You've seen her before. I'm pretty sure you took in her picture before.
and you were eyeing her before. We need to start to remove ourselves from the cog in the machine and be people again. Yes, it's important for you to make a living, all the billionaires and all the people. Yes, it's important for everybody to make a living. However, you do not have to make a living on stepping on the backs of other people. So we need to think about how we can live better together. And because this is Work Well Wednesday, I have to end it on a mental health note.
Okay.
Your lived experiences are just as valuable as your education. I'm bringing this back onto Teyana's character. So don't let people say that you are not qualified. Don't let people say that you don't have the right to comment on this situation. Because we've all lived a life. We've all had experiences, and those experiences color in the way that we understand people. And the more that we share these experiences with other people, the more that we can help people that haven't had our experiences have a little bit more compassion.
Or people that look like us. It's important to have people in any field that looks like you, that represents you. Do you see how culture, like how the white FBI versus the black FBI versus the white cops handle situations with brutality and force, but being able to relate with someone, hey, I've been there before, you would know how to handle the situation.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
The representation matters.
yes. And yes, representation definitely matters. And I think in this movie, Tyler Perry was trying to show that and trying to. And this is another point that I have to leave on. I know I'm giving y'all so many points, but it's a movie and I'm a nerd. So the other point that I found was really good was that this sisterhood was built on lived experience, was built on being compassionate, was built on being understanding, and it was not built on a man.
Mm-mm.
A lot of the movies and a lot of the shows have all the girls always talking about men and this and that. This was not built on dogging men, figuring out how to get a man, figuring out how to stay with it. Like, so I
How to
like
keep a man getting dragged out the man's
right,
house.
right. So this was a nice change of how the unbreakable bond of sisterhood develops.
Mhm.
Um,
I think Tyler Perry did a phenomenal job. So I don't know. My
I
opinion.
yeah, this one was good. You did good, dude. You did good, Tyler Perry. You did good on this one. If you guys want us to review from a mental health perspective any other movies, drop it in the DMs and Instagram at LAVIDA pod or LA Sugar Factory 1016. We will get that together and give you guys a mental health spin on whatever movies out there, whatever interests you, and all those kind of things. So thanks for tuning in, and let's see what's happening next week.
Thank you for listening to Living the Sweet Life with Azucar. Check us out on Instagram at La Vida Dulce Pod and at LA Sugar F on Twitter, and join the Sweet Teas crew on our Patreon to get behind the scenes access, exclusive first looks, and customized Azucar Welcome to the Sugar Factory merch. Check out our website, sweetlifewithazucar.libsyn.com, and don't forget to DM us at La Vida Dulce Pod for your questions for the Work Well Wednesday segment. See you next week with Welcome to the Sugar Factory and the next installment of Sugary Scandal and Entanglements.